A man who escaped from a prison work camp in Georgia nearly 50 years ago was finally arrested in Connecticut last week.
Welcome to Unspoken Minutes. Today, we're counting down the 10 most dangerous inmates in the world.
My name's Charles Bronson, and all my life I've wanted to be famous.
Prisons are built to hold society's most violent criminals, but some inmates are so dangerous that even behind bars, they continue to inspire fear, violence, and chaos. From masterminds of crime syndicates to unpredictable killers, these prisoners prove that captivity doesn't always guarantee safety. Let's uncover the terrifying stories of those locked away, yet still considered threats to the world. Number 10. Charles Bronson, United Kingdom. Dubbed Britain's most violent prisoner, Charles Bronson became infamous not just for his original crimes, but for his behavior inside prison. Sentenced in 1974 for armed robbery, Bronson repeatedly attacked guards, took hostages, and caused riots. His unpredictable rage made him one of the most feared inmates in the UK. Despite spending most of his life in solitary confinement, Bronson became a cult figure, writing books and even drawing artwork, but his reputation as one of the most uncontrollable inmates remains. Number 9. Richard Lee McNair, United States.
A man who escaped from a prison work camp in Georgia nearly 50 years.
McNair wasn't the most violent, but he was one of the most cunning. Convicted of murder, burglary, and robbery, he became notorious for his Houdini-like escapes. His most famous breakout was in 2006, when he sealed himself inside a mailbag on a prison pallet and literally shipped himself out of jail. Authorities considered him so dangerous because of his ability to vanish and his history of violence. He was eventually caught in Canada after years on the run, but his escapes still baffle prison experts. Número 8. Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán.
Constitutional right to do it, I find it grotesque.
There was also talk between the actors and the drug lord.
Mexico. As the leader of the Sinaloa cartel, El Chapo became one of the world's most powerful drug lords. Even while imprisoned, his influence extended globally. He orchestrated 2 dramatic prison escapes in Mexico, once hidden in a laundry cart and later through a mile-long tunnel dug directly into his cell. His wealth and power allowed him to control guards, bribe officials, and run operations from behind bars. After being extradited to the United States, he was finally locked in the high-security ADX Florence prison, where escape is virtually impossible. Number 7. Thomas Silverstein, United States.
Silverstein went to prison back in '78 for armed robbery. He was later found.
Known as the most dangerous prisoner in America, Silverstein spent over 30 years in solitary confinement. Convicted of multiple murders, including the killing of a prison guard, he became a leader in the Aryan Brotherhood prison gang. His violent reputation was so feared that authorities kept him under special administrative measures for decades. Silverstein's case highlights how some inmates continue to pose extreme risks long after their initial crimes. Number 6. Ahmad Suradji, Indonesia.
1986 until 1997 when he was finally captured.
Nicknamed the Black Magic Killer, Suradji confessed to murdering 42 women in ritualistic killings between 1986 and 1997. Believing their deaths would give him supernatural powers, he buried victims waist-deep and strangled them. Even after his arrest, authorities feared his influence over superstitious followers. Though executed in 2008, Suradji's story remains a chilling reminder of how cult-like figures can terrorize even from within prison walls. Number 5. Dennis Rader, United States. Known as the BTK Killer,
75 years without the chance for parole. Rader is currently serving his sentence at El Dorado Correctional.
Bind, torture, kill. Dennis Rader murdered 10 people over decades. His ability to live a double life as a family man and church leader made his crimes even more shocking. Since his arrest in 2005, he has been serving 10 consecutive life sentences. Authorities consider him highly manipulative, using letters and interviews to maintain notoriety. Even locked away, Rader's disturbing legacy continues to haunt victims' families and true crime investigators. Número 4. Roberto Suárez Gómez, Bolivia.
Típico fazendeiro familiar do leste boliviano.
Known as the king of cocaine before Pablo Escobar, Suárez ran a vast drug empire. His corruption network reached the highest levels of politics and law enforcement. Though imprisoned in Bolivia, his influence allowed him to continue directing operations. Officials believed he could buy or intimidate anyone. Inmates like Suárez demonstrate how wealth and organized crime can make prison walls meaningless when influence stretches beyond bars. Number 3. Charles Manson, United States.
The sister of Manson's most famous victim, Sharon Tate, says she received a call from prison officials.
The cult leader behind the infamous 1969 murders, Charles Manson never directly killed with his own hands, but manipulated his family of followers to commit horrific crimes. Sentenced to life, Manson remained one of the most dangerous inmates due to his ability to attract admirers and influence others. Even behind bars, he received fan mail, inspired copycats, and maintained an unsettling presence until his death in 2017. His power wasn't physical violence, but psychological control, making him uniquely dangerous. Número 2. Luis Alfredo Garavito, Colombia.
Morir. Secretos revelados a Juan Guillermo Mercado, Kevin Pinzón.
Nicknamed La Bestia, the Beast, Garavito confessed to killing over 140 children in the 1990s, though authorities believe the real number may exceed 300. He lured children with gifts, then brutally assaulted and murdered them. His crimes made him one of the worst serial killers in history. Though imprisoned, Colombians feared his potential release due to legal loopholes. His crimes were so horrific that he became a global symbol of why some individuals must never be free again. Number 1. Pedro Rodrigues Filho, Brazil. Known as Killer Petey,
he took his first life at the age of 14 after murdering the deputy mayor of the municipality of Alfenas for kicking out.
Filho murdered over 70 people, including criminals and rival gang members. Shockingly, many of his killings happened inside prison itself, where he targeted other inmates he deemed evil. While some bizarrely considered him a vigilante, Filho was ruthless and uncontrollable. Authorities described him as a man who could never be rehabilitated. Even after multiple sentences, his violence behind bars ensured he would be remembered as one of the most dangerous inmates ever. Closing. And there you have it, the 10 most dangerous inmates in the world. From cult leaders and cartel kings to serial killers and violent escape artists, these inmates prove that a prison sentence doesn't always guarantee safety. Their stories are chilling reminders of how dangerous power, influence, and violence can remain, even behind locked doors. Which of these inmates do you think was the most terrifying? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This was Unspoken Minutes. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the darkest sides of crime and history.